It was when I was in MATHARI, and truly I was 100% manic. That was me. Let me say that was me, because I can't deny me in the manic episode, but it was not the me that I would want to be. When I was taken there, they walinichapa. So I was so angry. I'm not the only person who has been beaten in MATHARI, but I'm happy that currently they're working on it. I was born partially deaf, totally deaf on the left side. Partially deaf.
Okay.
That means I'm deaf on the left side and hard of hearing on the right side. And then later on, I started having learning issues, and I was diagnosed with ADHD, which is a kind of mental illness. I schooled all the way primary with the struggles, and then later high school, they discovered in 2017 I was bipolar. It's a mood emotional disorder, according to how I understand it.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
It's about mood swings, and it's more than moods. It's just that there was no perfect name to have it. They call me mad, even at home. At home I have a nickname, Wangari Renata. For those who can't understand Kikuyu, Mugoroki means mwendawazimu or mad. Like I was delusional and I thought I was Jesus. Yes, it's life.
What did you do as Jesus?
I think I was super spiritual. I'm still spiritual right now.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Where was this all happening?
No, you're delusional. You're not healing anybody.
Yeah.
You just believe it.
Okay, yeah.
A delusion, it's something you truly believe exists, and yes, it doesn't in real world.
So then when you get medication, the thing comes down?
Yes. When you get medication, it stabilizes your moods, and your medication has to be changed. You have to go to clinic every month. Sometimes you have to get some injections. If you're manic, they'll give you medication to slow it down. If you're depressed, they'll give you medication to psych it up.
So then there's no absolute cure that could make you become...
It's managing it. There's no cure.
Could you tell us about your cochlear implant, or is it the right pronunciation?
Cochlear implant.
Okay, proceed. Cochlear implant.
A cochlear implant is an electronic device that is placed inside your head. And
inside your head?
Yeah. It's an operation that can last like 3 hours or 2 hours or so. And then you have a processor. This is what's a processor, right?
Okay, we'll capture
this is a processor.
Yeah.
You just stick it on your head. So it has a magnet inside, and now outside there's a magnet, and then
wait a minute. You have a magnet inside your head?
I don't know if it's a magnet or a metal, but the processor has a magnet. The outside one has a magnet.
So like right now there's something inside your head?
Yes.
That when you touch that cochlea, is that the cochlear implant?
Yeah.
It sticks. Why did that happen? Why must you have it?
I chose to have a cochlear implant. It's a rare operation. Very few people have it in Kenya, and I thank God it was done in Kenya. So I have it because the ear is deaf, so I can't benefit from hearing aids.
Oh yeah, the partial deafness.
Yeah. And the right ear at that moment when I was in high school, it was super worse. And the main reason why I decided to go with the cochlear, yet I can hear a little bit, it's because I wanted balance. Most people who don't hear, they lack balance. They just cut behind the ear. You can't notice the stitches, the operation stitch, because they cut behind the ear, and then they place the inner part, and now then you're given the processor, which is responsible with amplifying sound. The good thing with cochlear is that it makes things more clear. It's not like hearing aid. Hearing aid amplifies everything, But for cochlea, you're able to hear more clear than when wearing a cochlea.
Okay, so like right now you don't feel like you are partially deaf.
Okay, let me say I'm hard of hearing. That is where I would fit well. Meaning I would never fit in a hearing community and I'll never fit in the deaf community. So I'm just there in the middle.
Okay. You sound very eloquent and intelligent. Why did you have to get to Form 4 alafu ufike tu hapo?
My academic life was affected. It was affected by having mental illness and struggling with hearing loss. Because when I was doing my KCSE, I was sedated. So despite me being...
Okay, let's go slow with the jargon. Sedated. Let's begin there. What's that? You are
Sedated is where they inject you sleep, an injection that causes you to sleep, like to slow down your brain.
Okay.
Because the moment you have a major exam, what do? You sacrifice yourself to catch up. And because I was not in school for like 2 years, I was always at the hospital, at home. So I'd not studied anything in Form 3.
Yeah.
In Form 3, I didn't know anything in Form 3. So I was trying to grasp everything at the same time. And that is how my KCSE was affected. And yeah.
So like what is the contribution of your family and friends towards like now you have a special kind of life?
I think I've lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I have had relationships that don't last. But my mom and one friend, her name is Pauline, shout out to her. She has been supportive. And my sisters, they have tried to learn the condition and they're able to cope with it. Even they're the ones who tell me, sis, you're going manic. They're the ones who tell me, your dose of medication, it's not working. Because if people sleep, for me, since I was 17, I can't sleep if I've not taken medication.
You can't sleep without taking the medication?
Yeah.
So like, how can you describe yourself, like the person you were in high school and the person you are currently? Could you say there is some kind of an improvement?
Yes, there's 100% improvement because I have achieved things I never thought I would achieve. And I have accepted myself. And the greatest of all is the fact that I have been able to overcome my greatest fear. And yeah.
How does it feel like to live a fulfilling life?
It feels great. It feels I can't explain. It just feels amazing. You can't explain it because it's a feeling that you have desired to have every day.
Yeah. So like you're not schooling now, right?
Yeah, I'm not schooling,
Yeah,
but
so
I have a desire to go
back
and
to school.
study.
So like currently what are you doing other than the desire to study?
Oh, I'm a mental health activist, meaning every time there's public thing, I'll go and create awareness concerning mental health and ensure that I've educated people with the little I know, because I love reading. Like, I love reading. If I feel stressed, oppressed, lost, I just read and take my brain out of this world through the books. So I can share the little information I know with. So I'm a mental health activist. I'm also a salesperson.
Yeah.
I sell things from BF Suma. They sell natural products and stuff like that. And I'm a hawker too. So that's my life.
There's this day I was scrolling through some of your videos on TikTok. And I noticed you shouting at some guards. Yeah. Can you explain about that?
That was when I was in MATHARI, and truly I was 100% manic.
So you believe you are not you?
That was not okay. That was me. Let me say that was me, because I can't deny me in the manic episode, but it was not the me that I would want to be.
Okay.
Because the reason I still was shouting at them is because when I was taken there, they walinichapa. So I was so angry. I'm not the only person who has been beaten in MATHARI, but I'm happy that currently they're working on it. Patients are not being beaten because we started advocating about it.
Okay. So the guards beat patients, used to beat patients?
Yeah. If when you're manic, you can't settle, you can't stay calm. It's because your brain is racing. You're moving from one idea to another idea. It's like thinking, I should cook, clean, and walk. So you're going to do them at the same time. So it's going to make you look confused and you're going to walk around. So the soldiers are like, oh my God, why is she doing this? They'll tie you up if after tying you up, they will beat you, if they will slap you. So I have black marks all over my body because of being beaten that day. I've never been beaten like that. It was my first time. And that is why I was shouting on them and sharing that video on TikTok with the thought that I would get help. Although I took the video down because a lot of people, they find that video and when they meet me in person, they're like, no, this can't be you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also shocked because the video I saw some maniac, as you said it, but
Yeah.
then you calm.
I'm super calm when I'm on medication, but if I stop my medication, I'm the worst version of me.
So if you would come without your medication, say tungekuwa na vita hapa.
Medication has a grace period of 2 weeks. And if I would be in this interview and I'm not taking my meds, my brain would be all over. I would have distorted speech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So your 2 weeks period is still on.
I had stopped my medication for 7 good months, let me be frank.
Okay.
But I went back and took my meds last week. And the reason why I decided to take the medication is because I had this project that I want to start. And I'm working on it. I have a book I'm writing. I have, and then I'm like, I have to get them done. And the problem of putting a deadline on something you're doing, it pressurizes you. So I didn't sleep like for 4 days and I knew manic is coming. So I took myself to the hospital.
So like, can you function normally without the medication, or you just have to use it for the rest
You'll
of the life?
function normally for a grace period. It just gives you a grace period where you can function normally. But afterwards, I need the meds to sleep. I need the meds to calm down. I need the meds to live a normal life. Although they have side effects, you just have to choose what you want to live with. Mentally ill or mentally stable.
What are some of the side effects?
Excessive bleeding, hormonal changes. Some can cause delusions and some can cause hallucination depending on the dose. Also, I don't know how we call that thing. The medication you're given and you're unable to turn your eyes or your mouth. Yani unakaa how people call it zuzu. Yeah.
You go through that.
Yeah, I've gone through that, and the best thing is that I've read concerning those medication, doing a lot of research and contacting different psychiatry, because nowadays, thanks to social media, you are able to reach a doctor and ask them questions. So through asking them questions, I'm able to understand myself better.
So like, is there hope for overcoming all this, or just it's a life you've chosen, you must live by it?
There is hope in everything. Even in the darkest hole, there is hope that little light can bring destiny, right? So let me ask you a question.
Okay,
Why do we
proceed.
stigmatize people with mental illness and not stigmatize people with cancer or diabetes, and they have to live all their life with medication?
Oh, okay. From my point of view, okay, it's funny the interview has shifted. I was supposed to be the one asking questions. But from my point of view, I believe that someone with a mental illness, people generally fear them. They may do anything.
Exactly.
I think that's the reason why.
Exactly. So according to the question you had asked me, there is hope. The same way there is hope with people with diabetes, there is hope with people with mental illness.
Yeah, so like as we conclude the interview, we wanted to take it as short as possible. What would you advise maybe someone out there who is going through the same? And do you know of any person who's also going through the same?
I'll tell them, love yourself.
Okay.
Love yourself, accept but don't own. There's a difference. Accepting is saying, I have bipolar, but I am not bipolar, because you have a personality.
Okay.
For people who are struggling with hearing loss, like, at least you are alive and you can inspire the world with who you are. The fourth thing is, don't give up on yourself, because we people with bipolar, we give up at some point because it's a battle. Yeah.
It's good that you are brave enough to face
Thank you.
what you're going through. And personally, I'm proud to host you. Yeah, you're very courageous actually. When I planned to meet you, I was actually afraid because I thought, because I knew about that video on TikTok, that's how I came to know you. Yeah, I actually fearful meeting you, but then I said, kaenda, let me see what this lady has to get. But then I realized you're a calm lady, you're courageous, and by the grace of God, see, tutapita majaribu hapa niache.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for coming through. It's been a good session having you. This is Massive TV, and my name is Java. You can maybe give a parting shot, a closing remark as we finish the interview.
Yeah, so thank you everyone, and they can follow me on TikTok at Wangari Renata. If you have a question when it comes to mental illness, just comment there and I'll answer them. And yeah, I'm also on YouTube at Wangari Renata.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm blessed to be here, and thank you for hosting me.
Thank you. What about Instagram? Most ladies are on
Oh
Instagram.
my God, does Instagram work? Yeah, I'm on Instagram as Wangari Renata, but I'm not active.
Oh, okay. It's okay then. So thank you for honoring our request, and may God bless you. We pray for the best.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.